From the National Weather Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine Thursday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. Today's briefing covers today, 14th of May through the 20th. Gosh, can you believe that we are watching the tropics? The special tropical weather outlook suggests an area of low pressure is going to develop near or just north of the Bahamas, and conditions, a lot of the models are, trying to spin up some kind of low. So they've got the formation chances 70%. Now this isn't unprecedented. This isn't unusual. We have had in years past, some tropical cyclone activity that develops in the, before June 1st. So this is, again, nothing, too crazy. And this is really climatologically speaking where they would form if we do have early season systems. Go back and look at past May cyclones, and you'll see similarities in the location, taking advantage of the warmest water that's available this time of year. Most of the models, keep that away from coastline. There is some suggestions in some models that maybe one of the far western outer rain bands, scrapes across the North Carolina coast, and a stiff northeast wind will undoubtedly be in the offing for the Outer Banks. Rip currents is probably going to be the main impact, or maybe a few passing showers. But right now, I don't really see anything in the models that bring anything more impactful than that. Certainly nothing here in Central North Carolina. All right, so let's look at what we normally look at here, the upcoming pattern. We've got high pressure over us, although there is a little bit of a few showers earlier in the day that tried to get going. There might be a few this afternoon, just very light, as the pattern's kind of in a transition with warmer air coming in. That could set the stage for very few light sprinkles today, low impact. Right now, things are setting up to be dry and fair weather with a warming trend. Anytime you see the high pressure to our east, we get into a warming kind of flow. And so look for just kind of decent weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday, warmer, highs in the 80s. So it'll feel more like May. And then we have a cold front that is forecast to approach from the west. Let me see if I can get my little pointer here, or I'll get my little spotlight going. Here's that cold front I talked about. Here's that little disturbed weather that the models have spinning up. That is forecast by most of the models to just kind of keep trucking east, just not really coming any further west. We got this cold front that will help kind of keep the pattern progressive and push it on out. By the way, I will point out that this L right here is not this L. This L you see here in the middle of next week pattern is what's left of this L, this low. So I don't want people to kind of get that confused and be concerned that this thing's going to come on land. This is actually just remnants of that cold front. So now that front, that said, that cold front will give us probably the next good chance for showers and thunderstorms. So we will see some rain early next week, but it'll be more associated with this cold front than anything tropical related. All right, so let me get back to my arrow so I can switch screens or switch slides. And I clicked too many times. All right, how about rainfall? So very light rain, if any, today through the weekend. And that's what these images here bear out. If there are a few passing sprinkles at some point in time, it's less than a quarter inch or less. And then the Sunday, Monday panel there lingering into Tuesday and Wednesday is associated with that cold front. So, maybe a half inch. Anytime a thunderstorm passes by, you could get heavier downpours. So we'll say maybe up to an inch is possible associated with showers and thunderstorms with that cold front early next week. All right, so but all in all, you could see a signal here that generally fairly dry across the southeast. All right. So what about severe thunderstorms? And there's really none in the offing for us, really through the next couple days. That's good news. We'll touch base again early next week regarding the cold front Monday and Tuesday. That could bring some thunderstorms, but there's nothing jumping off the page right now that would suggest any kind of severe thunderstorm activity with that. All right. Looking down the road, looks like maybe we'll see finally some warmer weather and drier weather too. So that's what the 8 to 14 day outlook would suggest: warmer and drier. All right, so that wraps it up for this week's briefing. A few sprinkles today, low impact, nothing too crazy. Fair weather, warmer. Look at those warmer temperatures. 84 Friday, 88 Saturday, 86 Sunday. Now, it'll be a few degrees, give or take. If you're in Winston-Salem, Greensboro, if you're down in Fayetteville, it might be a little warmer. Down in Fayetteville might be a degree or two cooler in the Triad. Might be a degree or two cooler up near Roanoke Rapids than what I'm showing here. But generally, the idea here is mid 80s, maybe upper 80s. With a mix of clouds and sunshine there. So in clear nights, for the most part, partly cloudy. So other than that, chance of thunderstorms there shown Monday. That'll continue into Tuesday with that frontal system. We're keeping an eye on the tropics, but right now, right now we're not really expecting any impacts whatsoever here in central North Carolina. As all indications are, that little whatever that should become will stay offshore. Now, of course, as always, if things change, if trends change, if there's a reason we need to kind of update this before our next routine briefing on Monday, we will obviously have a routine briefing on Monday. If something were to change, between now and then, of course, we'll be letting everybody know by email and in the briefing link on our webpage. So if something changes, we'll let you know. Until then, until Monday, our routine next briefing, have a great weekend. And I wish everybody, if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, or if you're watching it live, we appreciate you being here. So that wraps up our weekly